TRX Split Fly Level 1. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length. Stand facing the anchor point, feet in an offset foot position. Start from your end range of one arm up over your head in a wide deltoid fly position, the opposite arm down low. Keep tension on the suspension trainer and body moves as a plank as you lean back, bringing your hands together, then alternating which arm drives up and which arm drives down. Focus on the strength coming from the down arm, creating more mobility from the up arm. Keeping tension on the suspension trainer without letting it saw through the equalizer loop. Down arm becomes your strength arm, up arm becomes mobility into that shoulder, all while keeping a strong plank throughout the exercise. TRX Split Fly Level 2. Level 2 is the same movement, except the focus here is on bringing the up arm more straight overhead in a vertical fashion, as opposed to the Y angle you did for Level 1. Keep tension on the suspension trainer, find your end range first, lean back and control as a moving plank. The lower arm remains the strength arm, creating more mobility in the up arm, reaching for that overhead position each time. Using that offset foot stance to be able to spot yourself through for full range of motion and maintaining tall plank position. TRX Split Fly Level 3. For Level 3, you'll adopt a foot together position, requiring more stability and strength throughout the range of motion. Start from your end range, one arm up overhead, tension on the suspension trainer the entire time, lean back as a plank, alternating which arm drives up overhead. Bottom arm remains the strength arm, top arm remains the mobility arm, all done without having the suspension trainer saw through the equalizing loop. Maintain tension at the top of the movement, feeling like you're trying to pull the suspension trainer out of the anchor point. The top position should be a strong position. Keep the body moving as a plank, resisting rotation throughout the exercise. TRX Split Squat with M Deltoid Fly. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length. Stand facing away from the anchor point with a split squat position, forward foot flat, rear foot heel lifted, arms straight down behind you at the appropriate angle. Keep torso tall, glutes engaged, drive down till the rear knee touches the ground and extend back up. Keep tension on the suspension trainer the entire time, looking to create mobility through the shoulders and chest and through the hips with this integrated movement. Adjust the intensity by stepping forward or away from the anchor point. TRX Split Squat with T Deltoid Fly. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length. Stand facing away from the anchor point in a split squat position, forward foot flat, rear foot heel elevated, arms out to the side in a T. Focus on core remaining engaged, creating mobility and stretch in the chest and shoulders, and integrating hip flexibility with the split squat. TRX Split Squat with Y Deltoid Fly. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length. Stand facing away from the anchor point, hands on the handles, tension on the suspension trainer the entire time. From a split squat position, forward foot flat, rear foot heel elevated. Perform a split squat with arms up overhead. Maintain core tension and focus on extending from both hips when you come from the bottom up. TRX Sprinter Start, Level 1. Adjust the suspension trainer to fully lengthened. Stand facing away from the anchor point with your feet together. Bring the straps underneath your arms, holding one handle in each hand, hands close to your body. Walk your feet back to a comfortable angle. Start with a strong plank. From both feet together, reach one leg back straight till the front leg is at about a 90 to 90 degree angle at the hip and knee. Extend through that front hip and knee, to a standing position, letting that back leg touch up and back each repetition. TRX Sprinter Start, level 2. The focus of this level is to be able to maintain the standard of stepping or starting position you had with level 1 when you had one foot touching the ground at the top position, with an additional core and stability challenge by making it a single leg exercise at the top. Reach back the same way as you did in level 1, but as that rear leg drives through, bring it to a knee up, toe up position with a brief hold. Make sure you get into full extension on that front leg. TRX Sprinter Start, level 3. On this level, you'll focus on single leg strength and stability to a higher degree than you did on level 2 or level 1. Starting from the same position with a strong plank at the top, hips fully extended, reach back with one leg, and then drive that back leg through up to a knee up, toe up position with full extension on that grounded leg with an isometric hold at the top of this movement. This isometric hold forces you to focus on stability in the core and extension in the hip for a strong, controlled movement for climbing, running, and sprinting. TRX Sprinter Start, level 4. This level introduces an explosive and reactive component to this movement, but should only be attempted after you have mastered the Sprinter Start, focusing on core stability and full hip extension. Start this exercise the exact same way, reaching back with one foot, and then as you drive up and through, you're going to do a hop forward, hop backward, focusing on the hop and explosiveness coming from the hip and knee. TRX Squat, level 1. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length, stand facing the anchor point, tall posture, elbows bent directly underneath the shoulders. You will use the suspension trainer to improve your squat pattern by learning it from the bottom up. Lean yourself back, lower to the ground, pull yourself forward into the bottom of a squat position, moving your feet around to find a comfortable stance, and then using your arms to spot yourself up. Continue to perform the squat from the bottom up, getting a strong bottom position, coming up to the top, leaning back, creating mobility in those hips down, working into those ankles to the bottom position, and a nice, strong, stable spine as you stand. TRX Squat, level 2. Once you have practiced your squatting pattern from the ground up, so the bottom position feels strong with heels down, hips opening and strong as you go down, and a stable spine, you'll lower yourself under control to that same bottom position, and then extend from hamstrings and glutes to a standing position. Focus on the spine staying tall, core staying stiff, feet staying on the ground, driving through those heels. Use the suspension trainer only as much as you need to improve your range of motion. TRX Squat, level 3. On this level, you'll be performing a single leg squat, maintaining the same standards you developed in levels 1 and 2. Stand facing the anchor point, elbows bent directly beneath the shoulders. Keep that foot flat on the ground, opposite leg lifted up, torso stays nice and tall. Lower yourself towards the ground as far as feels comfortable. Use the suspension trainer only as much as you need to gain full range of motion and to spot yourself up. Focus on driving from the hamstrings and glutes with a tall spine and engaged core. TRX single leg squat, level 1. Adjust the suspension trainer to mid-length, stand facing the anchor point, elbows bent directly beneath shoulders, stand on one leg directly below your hips, let the opposite foot be slightly in front, lower yourself down into a squatting position, focusing most of your weight on the foot directly below your hip, using the opposite heel to spot yourself up and down for full range of motion. TRX single leg squat, level 2. Once you've established full range of motion and a good movement pattern with level 1, you'll progress to level 2, where it's a full single leg squat using the suspension trainer for assistance. One leg comes straight out in front of you. Lower yourself down as far as possible. Bring yourself back up, driving through the hips and hamstring, driving that heel into the floor all the time, keeping that foot rooted into the ground. TRX single leg squat, level 3. Once you've established good form and range of motion in the single leg squat in level 2, you'll move to level 3 where you add a combination movement to increase planes of motion for the exercise on a single leg. Perform a single leg squat, returning to the top, perform a crossing balance lunge, taking the knee of the floating leg down and behind that grounded leg. Focus on extending through the hip and the hamstring in both